evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back. Welcome back to Talks with Trish. And well, before we get started, it is me, I know. I'm giving you guys a little difference today. I just figured there's really no reason to switch up wigs these days. So, Walmart doesn't really deserve it. So I figured you guys deserved a little switch up. So today I'm giving you a little length, giving you a little curl, but it is me. But like I said, welcome back to Talks with Trish. And today we have another special guest of mine. This one is special because all my girls are special, but this is like my Congolese boo. When you guys have the same culture, you just kind of like get it. She gets it. So this is my Congolese boo. This is Katy. So everybody, if you would welcome with me, Miss Katy, to the show.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
Of course, she is joining us from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm going to give her a second, go ahead and introduce herself, what she does for a living, if she is working right now or working from home, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Katy, go ahead and introduce yourself to the show. Oh, wait, before we even do that, I almost forgot. We have to cheers. We have to cheers to a good show. So, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and cheers. We're drinking a little rosé today. We're switching it up from the red wine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're switching it up a little bit. Okay, so go ahead, introduce yourself, and then we will get started.
Alrighty. Well, hello everyone. My name is Katy. Like Patricia said, I'm originally from Congo. Currently, I live in Columbus, Ohio. Right now, I'm working, but I'm not working. So it's like, I know. So it's like I'm on reserve for 6 days on, or sometimes 5 days on, and 5-6 days off. But
well, tell everybody what you do first, so they understand what you mean by on reserve, because I know.
Yeah. So currently I'm a flight attendant. I just became a flight attendant about a month and a half. Maybe a month ago, actually. It's been
about a month or so.
A month, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yay for that. But
I know when she told me, she was like, "You're not gonna believe." I was like, "What? I'm gonna be a flight attendant." I was like, "Bitch, what?" So very good. We are very proud, very excited about that. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, so with that, it's just like it's a very flexible schedule, but it could also be overwhelming at the same time. But for now, going on, it's very it's easy. I find it like our schedules are like becoming more like even more flexible, I would say.
Right.
Because it's like being on reserve, it's not a big deal anymore because sometimes they don't even call you. It's like literally you're
right, because there's not as many flights going on, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're working to sit at home or to sit at your base to wait for the phone call. If that makes sense. Until they say, "Hey, Katy, we need you today at this time. Be there." They give you 2 hours to show up.
She has a daughter, right? So you want to go ahead and tell us about your daughter?
Yes, of course. I have I was going to say 6-year-old. Oh my God.
Can you, first of all, okay, so I remember when Angela would come to the crib, when she was a baby, and now it's like these kids
grown lady
growing.
I'm telling you, I have a 9-year-old now.
9, which is almost 10, which is almost double digits. Let me just put that out there, okay? That we almost have double-digit children. Shit is crazy to think about.
Don't even remind me. So, her name is Angela. She's doing good.
Want to tell us about what you do on the side? So you have a job. You're on reserve right now. What are you doing on the side? You have a business. So go ahead and tell everybody about your business.
Yes, I have a woman clothing store. It's an online store. We just started about a year ago. So that's my other job. So right now I feel like I have more time to focus on that. So that's why I'm
into that. Yeah.
This job is like a perfect position to have to have a second, like a business, I feel like
yeah,
and it just works great together. It's
mm-hmm.
more time to focus on my business, and
Perfect.
that's what I do. I mean, you guys can always check it out.
We will. I'm gonna put the link below. I think that's what YouTube people do. They do the the link below. So I'm gonna put the link below to the website. We're gonna put her tags to her Instagram. And as a friend, sometimes you be like, oh, give me the discount. I don't even ask for the friend discount. I go ahead, I pay full price. I pay shipping to Canada because it is worth it. Like, the clothes are amazing. Prices are very reasonable. So we will get started.
Yes.
Because, like last time on my episode, I was like, you know what? I want to talk to my girls and just get the nitty gritty of what's really going on. And then with you, it's like, I can talk to my Congolese sister. And so we can really because you know the struggle.
I know.
You know the struggle. So I'm like, okay, I definitely have to have Katy on so we can talk. So we'll get to the juicy stuff, but I want to ask you some questions first. So tell me, what do you think you miss the most? Because right now we're in quarantine. Mm-hmm. I think quarantine in Canada and quarantine in the States is a little bit different. Like, I think you guys have it a little easier than we do, because we're on lockdown. So now that might be just me because I'm staying with my parents, so and they're Congolese, so when they say lockdown, they mean, bitch, sit down. You're not going nowhere, you're not doing that thing, sit down. But let me ask you, what do you miss the most about regular life?
I think when I think about that, it's mostly just being able to spend time with my family and friends, of course. And I think when you have family members all over the place, literally all around the world.
All over the world, right?
Yeah, it makes it hard because it's you can't just get up and go. You just can't. I can even now, I can just get up and go to Albuquerque. I can just get up and go to Dallas, because I have the time, obviously. But it's just wait a minute, do I want to do that? And then, although I know I can, but it's just I feel with everything that's going on, you just never know. And I feel I'm exposed. I feel I'm
right, and you don't want to be exposed, and you don't want to, expose yourself, your family, Angela and stuff. So it's weighing the pros and cons of is it worth going and doing?
Yes. And I think that privilege of just being able to get up freely and not having to, be, careful to either, have hand sanitizer. I mean, it's good to always have hand sanitizer, but to know that now it's kind of of a must,
like a must, yeah.
You should wear your mask to be safe, watch this and watch that, social distancing. You can't walk in peace anymore. I think
right.
Yeah.
It's the ability. What it is it's because a lot of people we at our age. I mean, I'm not gonna age us. We're not that old, but it's we don't be like our younger out all the time and this and that and popping and da da da. No, we have kids. We be a little bit more mellow. Well, let me not lie. Katy, she my turn up friend. she be traveling. Don't let me slide. She be traveling and all that. But my point is really, when we're at the house, we're chilling. But it's the thought of somebody telling you no, you can't do that. You can't go there. That's closed. So even if you wanted to go, you can't go. That, I think, is what makes people really be oh my gosh, when is this going to be over? Because I bet you when this is over, a lot of us will still be at the crib.
I know.
But it's the thought that no.
It's not.
You want to catch the corona? No, sit down. So I think that's what makes it so suffocating and so why people are so frustrated. Had to cancel any plans or anything that you had scheduled or anything that was coming up maybe in the summer or this month or so that now you have to cancel because of the quarantine, lockdown, shutdown, can't do shit?
Well, to be honest, I didn't have anything planned that I had to be oh, I need to cancel this booking or I have to, nothing like that. But I do have a wedding. I mean, my friend is getting married. She's getting married in July, and that was the only thing that was on my agenda as far as what's coming up.
Right.
And then her bachelorette party. Well, a bachelorette that we were just gonna get together to support her for an event that was coming up, that she was participating in. So that was kind of like part of another plan to just be there for her and also
be there for her, right.
celebrate with her at the same time. So that was canceled. So that's one thing. But
it's so bad, like honestly, especially like these brides. Kathleen, she's getting married, and so she had to cancel her bachelorette. But and then plus I work at a bridal store, so these brides, like, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many weddings are canceled, and so I just feel so bad. Like you spend all this time planning, whether it's the bachelorette, the wedding, whatever, and then they have to postpone it or cancel it. So of course it's better for your health and your family, and because really right now not a lot of people can travel. If you have a bunch of people, like let's say we was getting married or something, everybody coming from Congo, Europe, they can't come over here. So but it's just so unfortunate that something that at the beginning of 2020, if somebody said, hold up, in about 3-4 weeks or so we're shutting this bitch down, nobody would have believed it. Nobody would have believed it. Even at the beginning when it was happening, everybody was like, Corona, China, we ain't worried about it. Now we all sitting at the house like.
The crazy thing about this is I was in training like the whole time.
I remember, yeah.
So I was away from home already. So like every day, I think I wasn't like trying to freak out as much because I was already stressed out about the whole training. It was yeah. So I was just like, try to be here at the same time, trying to be home and think about what's going on over there. But it made me.
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't be you couldn't have been in two places. The stress of this, the stress of that. Your flight attending. Like I can only imagine.
It was like either you want this or you don't. You
don't, exactly.
Yeah, it's like
so it's like do this, finish this, and then we're gonna worry about what Corona got to say in a minute. Or moms, and really. Although I was talking in my last video, I'm like, moms, it's not all that we are. It's a part of us. But during this quarantine, because there's no, whether it's for our kids or for ourselves, there's no real outlet, right? Like you can't, the kids are not going to school. We're not really at work as much as we would be. So there's no real outlet. So it's really just like mommy mode. Because being a mom in mommy mode, I think is two different things. Because you're always a mom. Wherever you go, right? Whatever you do, you're a mom. But like mommy mode is like, I'm here. What are we doing? Like in the house with the kids. What's up? What's going on? So now in quarantine, we're basically on mommy mode like 24/7. So for you, now that I'm sure Angela's not going to school right now. So have you felt like you've needed to step in as far as schoolwork? And, has her school been helpful? Are they sending things home? Are you having to be like a teacher? Or what is going on with that?
So far, I have to say I've been more of the informer and not so much of the teacher.
So this is what you have to do.
But it's just because the school had made it very easier, I think, for everyone. Parents. The teacher, like her teacher is awesome.
She's always like on point when it comes to like schoolwork. It's kind of like, like I don't really have to tell her, hey, you need to do your schoolwork. It's like being at home.
She likes it, so she like wants to do her schoolwork. She wants to like learn and yeah, that's good. Mackenzie be giving me a motherfucking headache. I'm sorry, excuse my French, but she be giving me a headache. But like when I go to her, parent-teacher meetings and stuff and whatever, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Mackenzie's great. She wants to learn." Because right now we're in Canada, so she's learning. She's going to an immersion school, so it's French and English. Her French teacher, and her English teacher, they're like, "Oh, she has so much willpower. She wants to learn. She's always, if she has a question, she'll ask, and she gets her work done, and no complaints." But then me, I'm like, well,
she doesn't do that.
Which pregnancy is this? Because at the crib, it's like, now don't get me wrong, she does her homework and she likes it, but sometimes it's a little bit of a fight. Like it's a little bit of a like, do you want me to take your phone? Like I was reading somewhere, they were like, we don't want you parents to feel pressure to be a teacher, blah, 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 But I'm like, these kids are not just going to sit here and do nothing. Like they got to do something. So if the school's not sending anything home, I have to give them something to do, because we're not about to sit here and watch Netflix all day. Like, you know, so it's great that Angela's school has like stepped in and they've given work and they're like, here you go. This is what you need to do. And then on top of it, that she wants to do it. That's like 100%.
Tell me that some schools are not sending the school home. I mean, like they're not sending the work home.
Okay, let me correct. They sent like a website. The province of Quebec sent a website, a link or whatever, of things that you can do. But it's not like a specific, this is, you know, they need to do this, they need to do that. It's just like a general, like, oh, this is what's good for third graders, you know, this is what's good for da-da-da. But it's not like actual work. Baby, I don't teach French, okay? I don't teach French. So we're gonna have to figure something out, because first of all, French is so complicated. I forgot how complicated to learn. Speaking French, y a pas de problème. On peut parler français toute la journée, y a pas de problème. But to learn the French, the writing, the silent N's and T's and the this and the that and the S's and the all this shit. Oh my! And then especially at her age, they start from the beginning, right? So they start from like the beginning, and I'm like, I don't know. So I do French like once or twice, because I really try, because I don't want to teach her wrong. So I'm like, I would literally rather you like let your teacher take that, because I don't want to teach her the wrong thing, because I don't know a lot of that shit.
Now that she's doing her schoolwork at home and there's no homework, it's like she's more excited about it. But then I also think it's the computer and teacher, or whatever kind of teacher she was. She really sent her like a card and she personally wrote on it. It was like, just
no, that's great.
You guys are doing good. So like, you know, that's so thoughtful. Like, who has the time to be writing down, you know, everything?
I know. Well, actually, she does have time. She don't got shit else to do. She don't got shit else to do, so she does have time. But no, it's the thought. The kids, theirs is too. You know, like they have their own little routine. Wake up, breakfast, go to school, friends, whatever. You know, their classes that they have at school, whatever they do, who knows? Come on, you know, they have their own little daily thing that they were used to, and then all of a sudden it's like, skirt. Now they're just at the house all the time, every day, you know, because they can't go out, you know, like we can't take them to go play here, go play there. It's like, you know, maybe walk around the neighborhood maybe, but their routine has switched up for them too. And for them being so little, it's like, for us, sometimes we have an escape. They'll go to Walmart, whatever. We get a little bit of an escape. But these kids, like, they're literally stuck at the house. Like, you can't go to your friend's house. No, we're not having a play date. No. We're not meeting up at the park. No. We're not doing none of that.
Like, I can't let you go play outside because, you know, somebody in our complex actually had it. I mean, I don't know how many more now, but
His Lord, honey.
Yeah. I'm telling you. So I had to just keep telling her like how serious the virus was, like, and how, you know, if you get it, how you're gonna feel sick. And I'm trying not to explain to her, like, you know, so you being at home is not a punishment. It's for your own safety.
Right. It's for your own well-being. Like, it's not because mommy doesn't want to take you out or mommy doesn't want to do this or do that, but I literally, now I'm like, you know, when I go, I do my little grocery run, and well, now they don't even ask because they know. But when it was first starting, they were like, oh, mommy, like, can we go do that? And I'm like, I honestly, I wish, because I feel bad for y'all that you're stuck here, but I literally cannot bring you. Like, it's not safe for you to come outside, you know, like to go, I go and I come home. But as an adult, you can take a little bit more precautions. You know, kids, they be touching shit, doing shit, just whatever. So as a parent, it's kind of our job to like put these rules and regulations that are like, okay, you can go, not because I don't want you to, but it's not safe for you, so you can't go. Yeah, you're like, no outside, look outside your window, that's it.
Yeah, like then you'll usually like take her with, like, he'll take her with him to go, like, throw away the trash, or if he has to, like, get something from the mailbox, like, things like that.
Like that. But can you imagine as a kid how that's, like, so life-changing, right? That, like, your outing is, like you're out, but you're, like, in the car. Depending, even if you have to, like, drive to, like, a secluded area, you know, like, I think a walk is, but definitely, like, I really try to avoid them being in close proximities with, even if they're walking from the same home, they're, like, 6 feet apart walking. Like, so when I take the kids, if we happen to be riding a bike and somebody's coming from the sidewalk, they'll go on the other side, you know, like, they'll go on the other side, or they'll wait where they're at, let us go around, you know, so people are very, very cautious.
It literally reminds me of the reason why I shouldn't even bring Angela outside.
Why you shouldn't. They just be out there. All the cases that you guys have, we talked about this yesterday when we were on the phone or whatever, but, you know, and we won't get too deep into it because I have some other things I want to ask you, but all the cases that you guys have as quickly, not Colombia, but I'm just saying in the States in general, I'm like, and then they're trying to open it. You know, first of all, we're not even going to dive into that.
No, that's right. They already started.
Yeah, they already started. I seen some videos. I was like, oh, this is the ghetto. Like, what are you doing? No.
Don't play us now.
I ain't gonna lie. When they open up that nail salon,
I know you.
I ain't gonna lie. Don't let me talk my shit. When they open up that nail salon, I'm gonna be good things coming from it. Like, you get to spend time on your business, and you get to pour more energy into that. You know, Angela gets to still do her schoolwork, and you guys get to spend more time together. And, you know, I get to spend more time with the kids. So it's not all bad. It's a different reality. My kids know don't eat no snacks without asking. So the problem with that is that now they're asking all day. Because I think I put enough fear in them to, like, don't touch that unless I said you could touch it. But now I'm like, Mom, I'm hungry. Can I eat? Can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have this? I'm like, kid, come on, bro. Like, I tell my kids, I'm like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I just compare it to your daily non-quarantine Monday through Friday school week. You eat breakfast, you go to school, you eat lunch, you get a snack, you eat lunch, you get an afternoon snack, done. So I will give you that. Anything outside of that, now you push. You're fucking pushing.
You let Angela sit in front of a TV. All she wants to do is
eat while she's on it. Eat while she's on it. What do you do, or what have you done to kind of keep yourself just in a good mental space?
I think that one thing is, like, living in the moment. I think people keep saying this thing about, like, the world is ending. I'm just over here like, okay, so if the world is ending, let me end it with a bang. One thing I learned going through this whole pandemic is I started praying like more than I had. Like, I feel like I can sit. I don't have to, like, get on my knees and do, like, nothing extra. But, like, I feel like I just find myself talking to God. Like, it can be like to God, or just me just waking up and be like, thank you. And that's something that I felt like I took for granted, because I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Nothing is happening to me. So
you didn't feel like you had to, like, sometimes you forget that the littlest things are blessings, right? Like, you wake up in the morning, baby, you are blessed. Like, not everybody got to do that.
I'm praying more now, and this is something that I'm
really
wanting to, keep up with, because I feel like we take a lot of things for granted, and using this time to just appreciate the time, appreciate free time, appreciate the fact that some days I can wake up and I don't have anything to do for a long time.
And appreciate that, right? Like, I like that you said that, because let's say we were reversed, right? Quarantine wasn't here, whatever, and we're up and get up, school, kids, go to work. We'd be like, damn, I need a day to just sit my ass down somewhere. Like, I need a day to just do nothing. So now that we have those days where we just do nothing. It's like, appreciate that a little bit, because guess what? Remember when you was asking for it? You know, remember when you was fussing and you was tired from work and tired with the kids and tired for the school and the homework and the whatever, and you was asking for this day?
You said a lot of your friends are from New Mexico. I said, I am not from New Mexico, but I'm kidding.
Okay, she's not from New Mexico. We met in New Mexico.
Okay.
I still claim
my other home.
But I'm saying my friends my friendships came from New Mexico. Is that better?
Yes.
It's better? Okay. So a lot of my friendships came out of living in New Mexico. She lived in New Mexico. I lived in New Mexico. We met. And then on top of it, when I found out that she was Congolese, and then, you know, and then also I have to thank my ex because she went to school with him, so she knew him first. So really, my kids and my friends, I gotta thank my ex for that. I really do, because if nothing else, thank you. You delivered a lot of great people in my life, so thank you. But no, I really appreciate Katy. It's always real. You know, I always feel like when I talk with her, whatever it is, whether it's this, that, kids, niggas, whatever, money, store, business, you know, because, you know, we have conversation, you know, you had told me about the business, other stuff that I was doing. Whenever, anything that we talk about is real, like it feels genuine. So that's why it was really important for me to have you on the show, because not only, you know, like I look up to her as well, because she, you know, she's always hustling. She's, you know, she's having fun. Oh, you know, that's my turn up. Don't let this cute face fool y'all. That's my turn up friend right there. That's my turn up friend right there. But no, outside of that though, like, you know, she's always hustling, like she's grinding, she's always, you know, trying to do good, she's always taking care of her daughter, always trying to make sure she's good. And so I really appreciate having a friend like that. And so it was very important for me to have you on the show so that we could talk and just kind of, you know, put our experiences out there. One thing we didn't talk about, because, okay, guys, what you didn't know is that we did this before, and then my freaking camera was trash. So we had to redo it. So this is see how good of a friend she is? She was like, bitch, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again.
Yeah, time is money. So
time is money. But she was like, you know what? We're going to do it again. So here we are doing it again. But one thing that I wanted to touch on that we kind of got a little, you know, talking, and girls, we chit chat. But when you mentioned that you are feeling like you're getting a better relationship with God, we have to count our blessings, you know, like it's a blessing to regular non-quarantine. It's a blessing to wake up 100%. Yeah. But in this moment, to be able to say my kids are healthy, I'm healthy, my significant other is healthy, you know, you have a job to go to, or, you know, you have a job you're working, or a job to go back to, whatever. Those are all blessings that sometimes people take for granted. I'm not an angel. Okay. Not an angel. But I have definitely found myself praying more, and, you know, even in the morning, like, because, you know, the phone be right by me, and sometimes I have to, like, stop myself, and I'm like, nope, say your thank yous, say your, before you even do anything, before you do anything. But the reason why you're able to get up and try to look at that phone is because the Lord blessed you to wake you up today.
I'll just wake up. Like, I don't even have to, like, do anything. And, you know, one thing I also have to say is, because my grandma told me this, she was like, you don't have to, you know, praying, you don't have to do the most all the time. Sometimes it's just you sitting there, just the same way you're talking to me on the phone, the same way you're having this conversation with me, is the same way you should talk to God. And I think that's what I've been doing. Anything that comes into my mind at that moment, if I notice something and I'm like, oh my God, you know, thank you for this. You know, I'm
relationship with the faith that you have. And that is in the middle of the day when you're driving and you're like, you know what, God, thank you so much for allowing me to be able to drive safely here. I made it to my final destination. Thank you. Or, you know what, I see this obstacle in my life and I pray that you may open these doors for me. That, you know, the relationship that you built, just like you said, those random day conversations, that's how you get closer and closer and stronger.
That I feel like I'm corona free. That's a big deal, because the time we go to the store, we see people. There's people around doing God knows.
Listen, with
gas stations, you know what I mean? Like all these things that we're doing, and every day when you wake up, you're like, I feel good, I feel okay.
It's a blessing. It's like God is watching, is watching over you, and even with your kid, because this corona, this fish lives in the air, so it's like, it's so easy. Even if you had come home, you don't know, you have nothing, you touch the doorknob, the kids touch the doorknob.
Exactly.
Easy as that. Simple.
Like, I'm not thankful for the virus, but I have to say I'm thankful for this moment. It's kind of like a wake up call, and it's like it had to happen some way. I mean,
somehow.
Yeah, somewhere or somehow, because I feel like it's not just for me. I think some people are like, yeah, this is a great experience of life itself
for a bunch of different
more appreciative of myself, so that's how I know, like, okay, it was time for everybody, for me to see it for myself. And
it was like that little nudge that like we all needed, but we didn't really know. I mean, we don't like let's be real, we don't like the way we're being nudged, so to speak, of like it being a virus and a pandemic. Like, we might not like how the nudge is, but I think it's a nudge that maybe not everybody, but a lot of people, if they're not realizing it now, in the long run, they will see, like, you know what,
it's like you always just moving. You're like, you know what, I'll pray later. But now it's like, no, you do that first. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna get up?
Where are you going? What am I? Well,
it's like you have to.
Like, there's no restaurant, there's no out, there's no club, there's no flights, there's no this, there's no that. Like, you sit in your stuff. Like, one thing about Corona is that you have to sit in your stuff.
That's because you put me on.
I know. I mean, because girl, one thing, like, sorry, Lord, but even when I go to like turn up, it's like Congolese gospel in the car, and I'm like, yes, Jesus, I appreciate the struggle that we had with this. I really appreciate it. You coming on and talking with me and talking to my listeners. And so one more time before I'm not going to forget, I'm putting the link below for Katy's clothing store. It's called K Boutique, Kade Boutique. But I'm putting everything below. I told her about it. I was like, listen, it's really just like girl chat, because for me, we don't get to see each other. She's there, I'm here. And then, life is life. So this really just gives us a second to like just sit down and just talk. Amazing. And I really appreciate you coming on. And I love you. You know that. And you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, this was Talks with Trish. So stay tuned. My next, I'm going to bring my next guest, and we're just going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep talking to my girls, and you're going to keep having to listen and hear what we have to say. All things quarantine, money, love, God. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Bye.